Beautiful, lovely. We're on. Heidi from Minds Connect here. And I know I haven't reversed the camera yet. I haven't, the settings aren't letting me do that today, so that's okay. Tonight, we are talking, as promised, about procrastination. So as you're jumping on, say hi. That'd be great if you could say hi and where you're joining us from. So I live in Australia on the East Coast in beautiful sunny Queensland, and very blessed to live here. I definitely chose to live here. It's not where I grew up. So, you know, I'm a big advocate for we get to choose. We get to choose everything. We get to choose the way we show up. We get to choose how we are, how we be, and we also get to show what kind choose what kind of life we want to live. So tonight is all about procrastination. I have some notes here, so if I'm looking down to the side, that's what I'm doing. I'm just looking down to the notes just to keep me on track, which is always nice to do. So say hi when you're joining us. And is procrastination something that you are familiar with? I'm pretty sure, like in my 41 years of life, I have not met anyone who has not come across procrastination, either in their own life or among the people that are around them. So friends, family, co-workers, other business people. So what is procrastination? So when I say procrastination, it really is when we avoid doing something. We're avoiding attending to something in the present moment. And by avoiding it in the present moment, we push it out into the future, and we then have started this habit of procrastination, this action of procrastinating. We actually start to delay the thing that we need to get done. Now, it's very interesting to me as a coach because I also have been very guilty of this over my lifetime, of falling into this habit, and it has become a very deeply ingrained habit, not just in my life, but other people I know as well. They have become very habitualized with pushing things out that they don't want to deal with. So we might be avoiding a particular thing because we actually fear it. So I was looking deeper into this and really discovering what is at the root cause of this. Because everything that we do, every action that we do, every action that we take is caused by something, right? So we choose all of our actions, and in procrastinating, we're actually choosing to avoid dealing with something. Now, why do we do that? We might be fearful. We might hold fear around it. It might be a conversation you need to have with a loved one, or with your boss at work, or somebody in an authority sort of figure to you. And you might be afraid actually of having that conversation with them. Now, it's all well and good for someone to say, oh, that's kind of silly, especially for an adult to have those kinds of feelings about doing things that are adult duties, right? Getting things done. But no, you were a child. You every day you grew older, like a little bit, you grew up, and before you knew it, you were an adult in a job. So if you did not develop the skills and strategies, the tools that you need to be able to have conversations with people, then you might be afraid of that. It could cause you real pain and suffering. It could also cause you to feel very anxious. And anxiety is a real thing that people experience, and it is a fear of the unknown. And it's quite interesting. There are many people experiencing this type of fear for all kinds of reasons. And procrastination plays a huge role in someone developing anxiety in this type of fear. And what happens is the further you push this thing out that you're avoiding attending to, whether it be cleaning up your children's bedroom or the lounge room, whether it be doing the gardening and actually getting all the weeds out of the garden bed, whether it be taking the bin out, whatever the thing is that you're procrastinating on, doing the paperwork for your business, fulfilling a role within your job that you have. All of these things are things that we may find that we don't want to do, and we start to avoid them. It stems a lot of the time from something because we have an uncomfortable emotion with it. I'm a big believer that emotions don't actually mean anything until you give them a meaning. They just are, right? It just is. So let it be. If you're having an emotion and you're around this thing that you need to get done, and you're noticing that that feeling, that emotion around it is uncomfortable for you, it's worth looking at why is that uncomfortable and where is it sitting in your body. So as I've mentioned before, I use embraining, which is head, heart and gut coaching, which brings people into a better alignment within their whole being, using skills and strategies to actually be able to feel inside your body and notice where you're holding different things like these fears, and know how to actually move through them, or what you need to do with them, whether you need to embrace them or release them, or actually or if something else needs to occur sometimes. So I'm looking down again, I got my notes. If we're pushing this thing out into the future, we keep avoiding it. It becomes a real habit. It becomes something that now we're stuck in this loop of action or inaction. So we're not acting. We're not taking this action of dealing with this particular thing that's causing us this feeling and is making us procrastinate. We're choosing to procrastinate on it. So, what is the thing that you've avoided? It's a really great strategy to actually write these down. This is something that I like to do. There are different ways to move through this, and I'm just going to share one way that works for me and for other people that I know and I've worked with in the past, that it's a really great idea to write down just the 3 things first. Just 3, because you don't want to send yourself into overwhelm. You're already avoiding the thing that you need to get done. So let's not add to that. Let's just chunk it down a little. Let's just chunk it down to 3. What are the 3 things that, if you sat here right now in the present moment, what are they that you would need to be looking at that you've been putting off? Is it a phone call with the bank manager? Is it an appointment with your boss at work to talk about something there? Is it a conversation with somebody else that needs to happen? Is it folding the washing and putting it away so that it's not just sitting on your lounge or on your bed? Whatever the thing is, right? They're all valid things. We're not judging any of them or comparing them to each other. You may actually fall into that quite easily and feel like some of them feel heavier. You're carrying more weight around them, more fear or more anxiety or more stress around particular things that you've been procrastinating on. So once you've chosen the three things, it's about just starting to go through them very slowly. Just pick one. And it doesn't have to be number 1. It can be the smallest thing on there, the thing that does not feel so heavy, the thing that maybe it is just the washing on the bed that needs to be put away, and that can be done quickly in 10 minutes. It could be that. You could start with something harder if you want to. It's totally your choice. You choose the thing that you actually want to deal with. And it's about bringing yourself into the present moment, to actually feel it and then move through it and actually get it done. So it's just simply choosing to be in the present moment and be self-responsible. Be self-responsible. When you are self-responsible, you're able to write that list and say yes and tick it off. Having those visual cues to help you move through your list will give you this sense of satisfaction, and it kind of clears the energy on it as well. You go, oh yes, I've done that. It's almost like a sense of accomplishment. You may even like to take it a step further and give yourself a reward, knowing that the things that need to get done may have some kind of negative consequence attached to it, or a negative emotion that you've attached to it, or something that feels uncomfortable. Having a reward for yourself which is within alignment with that thing, to actually make it a little easier to do. It can help. It can be used as an incentive, if you like, to get yourself motivated. Now, these kinds of things don't work for everybody. So if that's something that resonates with you, I would definitely give it a go. I know for me personally, I just simply like to get them done because then I have a feeling of relief within my body. I actually feel lighter, I feel happier, I feel less burdened straight away from taking the action and doing the thing that I had been putting off. So, just to recap, if you're procrastinating something, you've probably been avoiding something, and in that you're causing yourself more fear and frustration, pain and suffering, basically prolonging all of that experience for yourself. And really the key is to bring yourself into the present moment and be self-responsible, move through the list of things, chunk it down nice and small into bite-sized pieces that you can actually just get done. Okay, I do hope that this has helped you. I would also say that to continue this, to set up a new habit, because if you have a habit of procrastinating, it's probably been there for a long time. You want to look at continuing to do this over time to create a new habit. You actually want to continue this. So I would challenge you to try it for 21 days. Because in 21 days, you're going to start to actually fully rewire your thinking on getting the actions done. You're going to feel the reward of actually the relief and everything. You're going to feel the shift of that stress and suffering that you've been putting yourself in. And if you're giving yourself an extra reward, then that's like a little bonus. So that's nice. But it's really about being consistent. So no more saying to yourself, I'll do it later. That's fully a trap that you're going to fall into. It's your signal to say, oh, I get to do it now. I choose to do it now. I choose to deal with this right now. And then it's done. And you get to move on and do something you enjoy. Like spending time with your family members, going for a beautiful walk in a space that you like to go, beach or the park or something, playing a musical instrument, dancing, singing, whatever the things are that bring you joy. So I hope this has been helpful. It's Heidi from Minds Connect. Catch you tomorrow for another life lesson. Bye.